Well, it was a big day in Tempe here as the ASU Sun Devils that are moving on had their pro day. Plenty of stock going up and down and lots of potential dollar signs coming up for a couple Sun Devils. I'm Jordan Ham of Sports 360 AZ alongside Sun Devil sources Chris Karpman. And Chris, Jaelen Strong coming in was the top rated guy and it seems like he solidified that.
Sure. Yeah, he didn't do any of the testing stuff really because he didn't have to. He had a great performance at the combine. What I think scouts wanted to see, and there was all 32 scouts here, how was he going to do in his route running? You know, it's been a big evolution from when he got to ASU over the last 2 years to this point. Still needs to work on dropping his hips, transitioning better in and out of his breaks, the things that are maybe not his forte, which he acknowledged. He did do an L cone here. You know, it was kind of a so-so performance. We know he has great hands. He's got some intangible things that are off the charts, but the route running continues to be a work in progress. I think that's what people are going to be looking at.
And Marcus Hardison really upped his stock today.
He was the #1 stock guy as far as what he was able to accomplish. He came out, he ran 2 4.8 40s at 305 pounds. That's a tremendous thing. He looked good in the other testing phases. I thought in the position stuff, he more than held his own. The versatility really is something that is driven home for him. He can play 3 technique. He can be a 4-3 end probably in some schemes. I like him a lot as a 3-4 end. So he can play pretty much in all the defensive schemes. He's shown that his weight is something that can be, movable. He's been able to be a 290-pound guy all the way up to 305 and still moving well. I think he really helped himself and made some money today.
And Jamil Douglas, speaking of versatility, someone who was able to prove that in the Senior Bowl. How did his day go today?
When you think about just the evolution of Douglas from when he got to ASU to now, it's been really tremendous, both in terms of his mental development, his approach to everything. He weighed 309 pounds today, which is about 10 more than he played. To be a guard at the NFL level, you got to probably be a little bit heavier, but he showed great foot agility and speed. His short shuttle was in the 4.5 second range, which is really just tremendous. That's going to help him out a lot. He's definitely going to get drafted at a pretty good range.
And how do you feel safety Damion Randall did today?
So much bigger and stronger physically than he was when he was at ASU, Jordan. He's 15 pounds heavier, I would say. You see it through his whole torso. He has tremendous hips, very fluid movement skills. The way that ASU uses that safety, it's really a cover type of a guy in a lot of respects. So he's somebody that can be a nickel. He can be a cover 2, cover 3 safety, maybe even a corner at some level, especially teams that run zone. He just needs to be careful when he's in man coverage to have good eye discipline.
And last but not least, you have Taylor Kelly, very decorated player, proven leader.
It was nice for him to see him have a great day from a testing standpoint. He ran 2 4.5 40s. He was electric, really, in some of the other testing stuff. I thought his short shuttle was excellent. His L cone drew a standing ovation, really, from some of the other players and who were here to kind of support the guys. From a throwing the ball standpoint, he was really pushing it prior to this. He's working on getting some circling motion, which is giving him some better ball velocity. I think it was a little bit better. He still can't drive the ball down the football at an ideal level. That's going to really hold him back because safeties are going to make plays on that when you're running a cover 2 thing and you're trying to get down the field. He needs to still be able to focus on stepping up in the pocket more to deliver the ball and having his feet underneath him. If he can do both of those things and impress people with some of the conversational stuff, he has a chance to maybe make a practice squad.
All right, so that wraps up a huge day here in Tempe for the Sun Devils that are moving on, hopefully to the NFL, and they'll continue their workouts as they prepare for the NFL draft. For Sun Devil Sources, Chris Karpman, I'm Jordan Ham of Sports 360 AZ.